Hey there, you're looking kind of cute. Don't forget to subscribe and check out all my other socials. Enjoy. A 23-year-old man sat bent over in a gray plastic chair. He picked at the red bumps on his jaw. His navy blue hoodie was loose on his thin body, and the sleeves were pushed up, showing more red skin on his arms. Cruz Rodriguez? A nurse in purple scrubs stood in the doorway, holding a clipboard. He stood up and put his hands in the pockets of his old black jeans. The exam room was smaller than the waiting area. A padded table with white paper took up most of the space. Medical certificates and anatomy charts hung on the walls. Dr. Patricia Nguyen came in a few moments later. Her white coat was clean over a coral blouse. She looked about 50, with gray hair tied back in a neat bun. She looked at his face calmly. Still having problems with the cystic acne, I see. She rolled a stool over and sat down, motioning for him to sit on the table. How long have you had it this bad? About 3 years now. His voice came out rough. Nothing works. I've tried everything. Benzoyl peroxide, salicylic acid, antibiotics. My face just keeps getting worse. She leaned forward, examining the inflamed nodules along his jaw and cheeks. Have you experienced scarring? Yeah. Especially here. He pointed to pitted marks near his temples. Any family history of severe acne? My dad had it bad as a teenager. Said it cleared up in his 20s, but I'm already 23. Dr. Nguyen made notes on her tablet. I'm looking at your previous treatment history. You've been through 2 rounds of oral antibiotics with minimal improvement. Your case appears to be hormonal in nature. I noticed the concentration along your jawline and lower face. So what else can we try? She set down the tablet and met his eyes. There's a treatment I've had remarkable success with for cases like yours. It's unconventional but highly effective. The medication works by altering your hormonal balance to reduce sebum production. Okay, I'm listening. The treatment involves anti-androgens combined with estrogen therapy. Essentially, we suppress the male hormones contributing to your acne while introducing female hormones that promote clearer skin. Cruz shifted on the paper-covered table. Female hormones? Yes, I need to be completely transparent about the effects. This treatment will feminize your body. You'll develop breast tissue, your body fat will redistribute to a more feminine pattern, your skin will soften, body hair will reduce significantly. These changes are permanent, even if you stop treatment later. The room felt suddenly smaller. But my skin will clear up? In my experience, patients see dramatic improvement within 3 to 4 months. Your skin will become smooth, clear, with a healthy glow. But you need to understand you'll essentially be undergoing a medical transition. Your body will become female in appearance. He stared at his hands, at the acne creeping down onto his fingers. 3 years of hiding his face, avoiding mirrors, canceling plans when breakouts were particularly bad. What about other options? We could try isotretinoin again, though you didn't respond well to it previously. There's a new topical retinoid we could attempt, but given your lack of response to other treatments, I'm not optimistic. And this hormone thing, it really works? I've prescribed it for 12 patients with severe treatment-resistant acne. All 12 saw complete or near-complete resolution, but all 12 also fully transitioned. I don't prescribe this lightly. The clock on the wall ticked. Outside, car doors slammed in the parking lot. I can't keep living like this. His fingers traced a particularly painful cyst on his neck. When would I start? If you're certain, I can write the prescriptions today. You'll take spironolactone to block testosterone, along with estradiol for estrogen. We'll start with low doses and increase gradually. You'll need blood work every 2 months to monitor levels. The changes, how fast do they happen? Breast development typically begins within the first month. You'll notice skin softening almost immediately. Body fat redistribution takes several months. Most patients find they need to update their wardrobe by month 3. Because nothing fits anymore? Because your body shape changes significantly. Hips widen, waist narrows, male clothing becomes increasingly uncomfortable and ill-fitting. Cruz pulled at his hoodie. But my face will be clear? Based on my previous patients, yes. The acne should be completely resolved within 4 months. Then I'll do it. Dr. Nguyen studied him carefully. I want you to take a week to consider this. These changes can't be undone. You'll look in the mirror and see a different person. I already hate what I see. At least this way, I might see clear skin. She pulled out her prescription pad. I'm writing you a 1-month supply to start. Come back in 4 weeks, and we'll assess how you're responding. Buy a good moisturizer. Your skin will become much drier initially. The pharmacy was nearly empty at 4 in the afternoon. Cruz handed over the prescriptions to a bored-looking technician in a white coat. 20 minutes later, he walked out with 2 small bottles that would reshape his entire existence. His apartment was a studio on the 3rd floor of an aging building. Dishes filled the sink. Acne medication cluttered the bathroom counter, half-empty tubes and bottles representing years of failed attempts. He swept them all into the trash. The spironolactone pills were small and white. The estradiol came as tiny blue tablets. He took the first dose with tap water, staring at his reflection in the bathroom mirror. Angry red welts stared back. The first week brought subtle changes. His skin felt different, less oily, almost dry in places. He went through an entire bottle of moisturizer. The painful cysts on his jaw began to flatten, no longer throbbing with each heartbeat. By week 2, he noticed his chest felt tender. His nipples ached when his shirt brushed against them. In the shower, he could see they looked different, darker, slightly puffy. How are you feeling? Dr. Nguyen asked at his 1-month follow-up. Tired a lot, but look. He turned his face side to side. The angry red inflammation had faded to pink marks. No new cysts had formed. Excellent progress. Any other changes? He hesitated. My chest is really sore. That's normal. Have you noticed any growth? Maybe a little. She made notes. You'll want to invest in some sports bras soon. The tenderness will be less bothersome with proper support. I'm increasing your estradiol dose slightly. The walk home took him past a department store. He stood outside for 10 minutes before going in. The lingerie department was on the 2nd floor. A saleswoman in her 60s approached. Can I help you find something? I need sports bras for running. She eyed him professionally. First time shopping for yourself? Heat crept up his neck, his increasingly smooth neck. Yes. No worries, honey. Let's get you measured properly. Follow me to the fitting rooms. He left with 3 sports bras in neutral colors and a bag of guilt. But when he put one on at home, the relief was immediate. The constant ache faded to background noise. Month 2 brought accelerated changes. His face was clearing rapidly, the cystic acne replaced by smooth, soft skin. But his body was transforming just as fast. His chest pushed against even the sports bras now. His hips felt wider, pants sitting differently. At work, he kept wearing the same navy hoodie every day, hoping no one would notice the changes underneath. He worked IT support for a small company, spending most of his time alone in the server room. You look different, his coworker Marcus said one morning. Did you lose weight? Something like that. But the hoodie couldn't hide everything. His face had changed. Cheekbones seemed higher, jaw softer. The cleared skin revealed features that looked decidedly feminine. By month 3, the male clothes were becoming impossible. His black jeans wouldn't button over his wider hips. His chest strained against even the loosest shirts. After a particularly uncomfortable day, he found himself back at the department store. I need new jeans, he told the same saleswoman. She smiled knowingly. Women's department is right through here. You're probably about a size 8 with those hips. The jeans fit perfectly, dark blue denim that hugged curves he was still getting used to. They sat higher on his waist, accommodating his changed proportions. You'll want some proper bras too, she said gently. Sports bras are fine for exercise, but you need better support for daily wear. He left with 2 bras, 1 beige, 1 white, and 3 pairs of jeans. At home, he stood before the mirror in his new clothes. The reflection showed a body caught between 2 states, clear, glowing skin on an increasingly feminine frame, but still with short hair and masculine mannerisms. The next morning, he couldn't bring himself to put on the navy hoodie. Instead, he pulled on one of his old t-shirts. It hung strangely now, tight across his chest but loose at the waist. The jeans were women's, but plain enough to pass as men's. Cruz? His supervisor, Janet, did a double take when he walked into the office. You look different. Good different. Did you do something with your skin? New medication. Finally found something that works. Well, it's working great. You're practically glowing. But by week's end, even the t-shirts were problematic. They pulled and stretched in ways that made his changing shape obvious. Friday afternoon found him in the women's section again, this time looking at tops. These would work well for you, the saleswoman suggested, holding up a butter yellow blouse. The cut will flatter your figure without being too revealing for work. He bought 3 blouses, the yellow one, a pale blue, and a white with small printed flowers. Simple, professional, but undeniably feminine. Monday morning arrived too quickly. He stood before his closet for 20 minutes, the new blouses hanging next to his old hoodies. Finally, he reached for the yellow one. It slipped on easily, the fabric soft against his sensitive skin. The women's jeans completed the look. The server room felt different as he walked in. Same humming equipment, same fluorescent lights, but he moved through the space differently now. Softer steps, conscious of how the clothes fit and moved with him. Oh! Marcus nearly dropped his coffee when he saw him. Cruz, is that you? Yeah, just trying something different. Marcus stared, then seemed to catch himself. It looks good. Really good. The yellow suits you. By his 4th-month appointment with Dr. Nguyen, the transformation was undeniable. He sat in the waiting room wearing a coral-colored blouse and knee-length navy skirt he'd bought the previous week. His legs were smooth, crossed at the ankle. His blonde hair had grown out several inches, now reaching just past his ears. Macy Rodriguez? He looked up, confused, then realized the nurse was reading from the chart. That's me? The words came out before he could stop them. Dr. Nguyen smiled when she entered the examination room. I see you've updated your preferred name in our system. How are you feeling? Good. Really good, actually. Your skin looks beautiful. Not a single active breakout. It was true. The angry, painful cysts that had dominated his life for 3 years were gone. In their place was smooth, clear skin with a healthy glow. The acne's completely resolved, Macy said, the new name feeling increasingly natural. But obviously, other things have changed too. How are you adjusting to those changes? Better than I expected. I started using makeup last month. Just foundation and lipstick at first. This coral color. She touched her lips. It started as covering the scarring, but now I just like how it looks. Any regrets? Macy considered the question. I thought I would. I started this just to clear my skin, but somewhere along the way, it became about more than that. When I look in the mirror now, I see someone I actually want to be. That's not uncommon. Many of my patients discover things about themselves through this treatment. The external changes often reflect internal truths. Were you expecting this? When you prescribed the hormones? Dr. Nguyen leaned back. I've been practicing dermatology for 25 years. I've seen how deeply skin conditions affect people's lives, their sense of self. When I started prescribing hormone therapy for severe acne, I noticed something interesting. Every patient who completed the treatment not only cleared their skin, but seemed to find themselves in the process. So you knew I'd end up like this? I knew the hormones would feminize your body. Whether you'd embrace those changes or fight them, that was up to you. But in my experience, patients who are truly distressed by the feminization stop treatment early, accepting their acne rather than continuing. You've not only continued, but leaned into the changes. Because for the first time in years, I don't hate my reflection. Is it just about the clear skin? Macy smoothed her skirt. No, it's about finally feeling comfortable in my own body, even if that body is different than what I started with. Dr. Nguyen made notes on her tablet. I'm going to continue your current hormone regimen. Your levels are perfect. Any thoughts about further steps? Some of my patients pursue additional treatments, laser hair removal, voice training, legal name changes. I've been thinking about the name change Macy feels right now, and maybe voice training. My voice still sounds too deep for how I look. I can refer you to an excellent voice coach. She works with many transgender patients. The word hung in the air. Transgender? Was that what she was now? She'd started this journey for clear skin, but somewhere between the first hormone pill and the coral lipstick, she'd become someone new. The drive home took her past familiar places that felt different now. The coffee shop where she used to hide in the corner, hood up to cover her skin. The gym she'd stopped going to when the acne spread to her back and shoulders. The bar where friends used to meet before she'd isolated herself completely. Her phone buzzed. A text from her sister. "Haven't heard from you in months. Want to grab dinner?" Macy stared at the message. Her family didn't know about any of this. As far as they knew, Cruz was still battling severe acne, still hiding in baggy clothes. How could she explain that their brother was gone, replaced by someone who wore yellow blouses and coral lipstick? She typed back, "Sure, fair warning. I look pretty different now." Different how? The acne treatment I'm on has side effects. Significant ones. As long as your skin is better, that's what matters, right? They met at a small Italian restaurant downtown. Macy arrived early, choosing a table in the corner. She wore her favorite outfit, the yellow blouse with a black pencil skirt, modest heels she was still learning to walk in. Her blonde hair was styled with a side part, held in place with a small clip. Her sister arrived 10 minutes late, scanning the restaurant. Her eyes passed over Macy twice before recognition dawned. "Cruz?" She stood frozen by the host stand. "Hi, Elena. And it's Macy now." Elena walked over slowly, eyes wide. "When you said different, I know it's a lot to process. Your face, there's no acne at all. That was the goal." Elena sat down hard. "But you're dressed like a woman, because that's what the hormones made me. And honestly, that's who I am now. This is insane. You took hormones that turned you into a woman just to clear up acne? That's how it started. But Elena, look at me. Really look. Have you ever seen me this comfortable, this confident?" Elena studied her. "No, you used to hunch over, hide your face. Now you're sitting up straight, making eye contact. For the first time in my adult life, I'm not in constant pain, physical or emotional. But you're wearing a skirt and makeup. The hormones changed my body. These clothes fit who I am now. The makeup started as covering scars, but now it's just part of my routine. And you're okay with this? Living as a woman?" "More than okay. I'm happy, Elena. Genuinely happy." The waiter appeared. "What can I get you ladies to drink?" The casual gendering felt like acceptance. Elena ordered wine. Macy stuck with water. Alcohol didn't mix well with her medications. "So what happens now?" Elena asked after the waiter left. "Do I have a sister instead of a brother? If you can accept that. It's going to take some getting used to, but you do look good. Really good. Your skin is it's glowing." Dr. Nguyen is a miracle worker. Dr. Nguyen prescribed feminizing hormones for acne. She prescribed a treatment that she knew would work. The side effects were clearly explained. I made the choice to continue. Their food arrived. Macy ate carefully, conscious of her lipstick. Another small adaptation to her new life. "Have you told Mom and Dad?" Elena asked. "Not yet. I wanted to see how this went first." "They're going to freak." "Probably, but they watched me suffer for years. Maybe they'll understand that this was worth it." After dinner, they walked to their cars. Elena hugged her, tentatively at first, then tighter. "You really are happy, aren't you?" "I am. For the first time in years, I genuinely am." The months continued, each bringing new adjustments. Macy's hair grew longer, now reaching her shoulders. She experimented with different styles, ponytails for casual days, carefully straightened for work. The voice training helped, teaching her to speak from a different resonance point. Her natural voice lifted, becoming unmistakably feminine. Her wardrobe expanded. Dresses for summer days, cardigans for the office air conditioning, a little black dress for the company holiday party where she finally felt confident enough to socialize. "You look stunning," Janet told her at the party. "I can't believe you're the same person who used to hide in that hoodie. Feels like a lifetime ago." And it did. The memories of Cruz felt distant, like remembering someone else's life. The daily pain of cystic acne, the isolation, the baggy clothes, all replaced by clear skin, a wardrobe that fit, and a life lived openly. Her parents' reaction was harder than Elena's. Her mother cried, not from sadness, she insisted, but from confusion. Her father stayed silent for a long time. "But you're better now?" he finally asked. "The acne is gone?" "Completely gone. And this, being Macy, this makes you happy?" "Happier than I've ever been." "Then okay, it'll take time, but okay." The legal name change went through 6 months after that first hormone pill. Macy Elena Rodriguez, official on her driver's license and social security card. The old documents went into a box, along with the navy hoodie and baggy jeans. At work, the transition was complete. New employees only knew her as Macy, the IT specialist with the warm smile and yellow blouses. The server room remained her domain, but she no longer hid there. "Can you help me with my computer?" became a common request. She'd walk confidently through the office, her heels clicking on the tile floor, no longer shrinking from attention. Year 2 on hormones brought subtler changes. Her body settled into its new configuration. The breast growth plateaued at a comfortable C-cup. Her hips and waist found their final proportions. The facial features softened further, leaving no trace of the masculine structure from before. Dr. Nguyen continued monitoring her progress, adjusting dosages as needed. "Any concerns?" she asked at a routine appointment. "None. My skin has stayed completely clear." "And everything else?" "Everything else feels exactly right. You know, most of my acne patients stop hormones once their skin clears. They accept the return of acne rather than continue feminizing. I can't imagine stopping now. This is who I am." "That's what I expected. The hormones revealed something that was always there." "Were you testing me when you first prescribed them?" "I was treating your acne with the most effective method available, but I've learned to recognize which patients will embrace the full journey. You had that look, desperate enough to try anything, but also something else, a readiness for change. You saw all this coming?" "I saw possibility. You chose to pursue it." The coral lipstick became her signature. She wore it daily, reapplying after lunch. Other makeup followed. Mascara to enhance her naturally long lashes, subtle eyeshadow for special occasions. But the lipstick remained constant, a small rebellion against the years of hiding. Her social life, dormant for so long, slowly revived. Coffee with coworkers became regular lunches. Lunches became after-work drinks. The isolation that acne had imposed melted away with the clear skin. "Want to come shopping this weekend?" her new friend Sophia asked. They'd met at voice training, bonding over the shared experience of finding their true voices. "I'd love to." Shopping was still an adventure. Finding styles that worked, colors that complemented her skin tone. The saleswoman from that first bra purchase had become a friend too, always ready with suggestions. "This green would be perfect with your coloring," she said, holding up a wrap dress. Macy tried it on, loving how it moved. Another addition to her ever-growing closet. Dating remained complicated. When to disclose her history, how much to share. Some men reacted badly to learning about her transition. Others didn't care, seeing only the confident woman in front of them. "You're beautiful," one date told her over dinner. "Inside and out. Even knowing everything? Especially knowing everything. It takes courage to become who you really are." But romantic relationships felt less urgent than simply existing comfortably in her skin. Every morning, she woke up grateful for the smooth face in the mirror, the body that finally felt like home. 3 years after that first prescription, Macy stood in Dr. Nguyen's office for a final photography session. The doctor kept careful records of all her hormone therapy patients. "For medical documentation," she explained, camera in hand. "The transformation is remarkable." Macy posed in her typical work outfit. A fitted coral blouse that matched her lipstick, black pencil skirt, modest heels. Her blonde hair fell in soft waves past her shoulders. "Compare this to your intake photos," Dr. Nguyen said, showing her the tablet. The angry, inflamed face from 3 years ago looked like a stranger. Not just the acne. Everything about that person seemed foreign now. "I can barely remember feeling that miserable," Macy said. Pain has a way of fading once it's truly gone. What remains? Gratitude. For clear skin, yes, but for so much more. You gave me permission to become myself. The prescription was just hormones. You did the becoming. Walking out of the office, Macy caught her reflection in the glass doors. Coral lips smiled back. The woman in the reflection looked comfortable, confident, whole. No trace remained of the boy who'd hidden in hoodies, face burning with inflammation and shame. Her phone buzzed. Elena texting about family dinner Sunday. Bring dessert. Mom specifically requested your brownies. Says her daughter makes them better than her son ever did. The acceptance warmed her more than the afternoon sun. 3 years ago, she'd walked into that dermatology office seeking clear skin. She'd found so much more. A life lived authentically, a body that felt right, a family that loved her for who she truly was. The coral lipstick needed touching up. She paused by a shop window, using the reflection to carefully reapply. A simple act, but one that would have been impossible before. No more hiding, no more shame. Just Macy, with clear skin and a life fully lived. The hormones had done more than cure acne. They'd revealed a truth that had always existed, waiting for the right catalyst. Dr. Nguyen had known, perhaps, or at least suspected. But ultimately, the choice had been Macy's, to continue treatment despite the changes, to embrace rather than resist, to step into yellow blouses and coral lipstick and never look back. She walked on, heels clicking confidently on the sidewalk. Somewhere in the city, another person might be sitting in a dermatologist's office, desperate for clear skin, about to receive a prescription that would change everything. Macy hoped they'd find the same courage to follow the journey wherever it led. The setting sun painted the buildings gold. She had dinner plans with Sophia, then an early morning meeting where she'd present the new server upgrade proposal. Life moved forward, full and rich, and lived entirely as herself. 3 years. From hidden crews to visible Macy, from inflamed skin to clear complexion, from baggy hoodies to fitted blouses. The transformation was complete, irreversible, and absolutely right. Her reflection in every surface confirmed it. The coral lipstick, the flowing blonde hair, the feminine figure in carefully chosen clothes. But more than the external changes, the confidence radiated from within. This was who she'd always been meant to be. Dr. Nguyen's prescription had simply cleared the path. The acne was gone forever. In its place stood Macy, fully realized and finally free.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my other socials if you want more content, early access, behind the scenes, and more. All links down below.